Hi, everybody. I'm John. I'm the head of admissions here at Think Tank. And today I have my good friend Ioannis Stamatelis.
Right,
Did I say
correct.
it
Yeah.
right? Yes. And currently located in Germany. Graduated from Think Tank just over a year ago, I think, right?
January 2025. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and working as an environment artist at Vertpaint Studios in Europe, which is fantastic. So, Ioannis, my first question for you is what were you doing before you came to Think Tank?
Um, Before Think Tank, I had a bachelor's on being a historian, basically being a teacher at school. And already I had started my 3D journey in 2019, actually.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, in 2022, I had my first bachelor's in game art animation
That's
before
sweet.
joining. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, why did you start looking for Think Tank or more education? Like, what were you missing something?
Yes, I would say so. The after my first bachelor's, I tried applying. I took some time off. I made a plan. I went to to Amsterdam for a couple of days, and I made a 6 months plan from basically taking photos for my CV, finding a mentor, creating a project on my own, a personal project, uploading that on ArtStation, and then applying for a job. And I did all that,
Mhm,
and the job did not pan out at the very end.
mhm.
It had been well, I call it the first wave of applications.
Right.
So it was 2 months, approximately, yeah, 2 months sending out 30 applications, getting one interview, getting ghosted as well. That happens.
Yeah.
But at the very end, I thought, okay, should I just continue applying or better my craft,
Awesome.
basically?
How did you find Think Tank?
Funny was I knew about Think Tank. I knew that actually Think Tank exists and also the online program,
Mhm.
which I signed up for.
Yeah.
And it was a quick and easy decision to go for Think Tank, I have to say. I had also high ambitions because I had some stories of other students, alumni, that they were getting the job before even getting to the mentorship term, to the very last one. And I was thinking, I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to get that job as fast as possible within the whole training. And um, well, that was one of the reasons, to be honest, of being online, 100% online, being able to do it from home.
Yeah.
And the second one, that the quality bar of the students in every single portfolio
Yeah.
basically was really high.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it's one of the things, and I'm sure I probably said this to you. I try to say this to everybody who thinks about joining any program. That's the first thing you ask is like, show me portfolios from like 50 or 100 of your current students or recent graduates so that you can see where the bar is set, right? Like
Yeah.
that's an important thing. Okay, so you joined Think Tank. What was your experience like in the program? Like, are there any words you'd use to describe the experience?
The whole experience was pretty rough, tough, but in a positive way. I get to somehow I didn't have that before, but I got to be more disciplined
Hmm.
with the whole structure of the curriculum that it was during my studies there. This weekly assignment, it was really every Sunday at till midnight. You have time to submit your progress, to submit your assignment,
Yeah.
do the exercises on top, and all of this. Well, doing this weekly for 18 months, it is, yeah, it gets you to a certain point of discipline.
Yeah.
And yeah, that being and at the very, very end, I would say getting to also with the discipline, it is connected definitely with diligence of really having a mentor that doesn't only want you um, to have a weekly assignment or a weekly report back to get feedback, but a daily one to
Yeah.
give you the yeah, it was really it was really again tough hard in terms of this is a professional environment, although you're a student and we're treating it like you're in the office and I'm your lead. So it was really every single evening basically sending screenshots. Hey, I worked on that. Hey, I did this, and getting feedback. Just thumbs up. That would be okay. But still, the this consequence to my actions basically lead to that. This is what I'm getting, being more diligent and more disciplined basically on my
Yeah.
craft and
That's awesome.
turned out.
Who
Yeah.
who was your mentor?
Declan Hart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never actually met Declan, but I've talked to lots of students who've had Declan as their mentor and always fantastic
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this next question is kind of the big one I always ask people. Everybody has a moment where they feel like they're not good enough, where they feel like they might quit on themselves, on their education, on their journey into the industry. Did you have a moment like that?
Yes. Couple. I would lie if I didn't have any, I have to say. The uh, intermediate, the second term
Yeah,
of yeah, that would be there were a lot of assignments, a lot of exercises to do. And again, I had the ambition of doing as much as possible and getting the information from every single video, from every single other student, supervisor that I had, any kind of feedback. And at that moment, it was quite a lot. I mean, it was approximately 1 month in. So after 4 to 5 weeks, I think, in the intermediate term, it was quite a lot. And I was thinking of, okay, can I continue? How can I continue? Is it possible to continue? I'm doing this full time. I was really full time on throughout my studies. So um, yeah, this weekend it will not be my free time. I definitely have to do on top work. Yeah, it was the feeling of having too much at the same time, but I was trying to plan it out and have a structure and in order to again um, manage.
yeah.
It was pretty much at that time, but just pushed through to be honest. Again, ambitions.
That's fantastic. I've often used the sort of analogy of almost like learning how to ride a bike going through this type of education
Yeah,
where it's like you wobble and you fall off and you skin your knees and you kick the bike and then you get
yeah,
back on and then you wobble and you fall and then you
yeah,
finally if you push through it suddenly becomes easier and then that thing happens for you. So
yeah.
that's super cool, man. Thanks for sharing that. You had your mentorship with Declan. You kind of described how that process went. And then you graduated in January 2025. You're now working at an awesome game studio as an environment artist, but it didn't happen the day you graduated, right?
No,
So, what
no.
was that journey like from graduation to that first opportunity? And don't mince words, man. Share the bad stuff.
Yeah, the bad stuff. Yeah. Um, it was well, the studies was yeah, the whole thing, the whole time frame was pretty hard. The time afterwards, it was also hard. The well, I took some time. My mentorship project, I actually finished it within the time frame given. I only took about 2 weeks, I think, to add some stuff. Yeah, that would be the one. And yeah, I added some stuff like 2 weeks. I graduated basically at the end of January, so I took time in February to polish it to make it a little bit more presentable, get the renders more crispy out, and so on. And then on in March, I actually started my second wave of yeah, sending out applications.
Yeah,
It was it was good. It was good overall, I would say. There were a lot of, I had some leads every single month. I had interviews and so on, but there were um, some highs and lows, well, in every single situation.
Mhm.
Um, if I, without naming anybody or such, there was I had an offer from an indie studio and at the same time from a AAA studio.
Mhm. Cool.
And it's at that time in well 2025, April 2025, my my kind of thinking process was that I would definitely be, I want to start low. I want to be the junior. I want to be the mid environment artist, the senior after 5 years, 6, 7 years. I had it, well, everything thought out that it will be awesome. Um, there was a hiring freeze and a ghosting time of 3 and 4 weeks, I think. And at the very end, I got notified and I didn't get the job
Mhm.
that I chose to have, the AAA one,
Yeah.
and I refused the indie one. So at the end of April, after 3 to 5 interviews with different studios, I had no job.
Right.
And then in May, I got a test done. It didn't work out because they didn't actually have a position at the very end, it turned out. But it was for a future reference. And
Yeah.
again, networking is important. Therefore, I just did it and went for it.
Yeah.
Um, then I got also another experience was that I got hired and fired after 7 days. Um, yeah, that did not work out quite well. But right after that, the Dream Studio came and asked for an interview. And I was thinking, okay, this is it. This is
They
this is the
approached you.
one.
They approached you.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay. That's
yes.
cool.
Because of the networking, basically, that I've done before.
Mhm.
In 2024, so October, I went to a conference basically to meet them up, the recruiter, other people from there. So, it was pretty fun, I have to say. So I kept in contact with them, and I initiatively sent my application, of course, once I graduated from think tank. Hey, I've done this. I wrote an article on my mentorship project. Um, Everything looks great. What about an interview? And well, a couple months afterwards, they did reply. And eventually, though, it did not work out again because of not having enough experience, basically, because I was freshly coming out of my studies. So it took a toll on me, I have to say. The
Mhm.
whole 5 month experience of yeah, getting a job and not getting a job and being fired, getting a test and not getting a job. It was a lot of highs and lows and so on, a roller coaster really. And I took some time to recover, I would say, like 2 weeks time of not doing anything. I didn't have the any kind of power to say, okay, now I will sit on my desk and send applications out, more applications. No, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to see my desk at the point. I didn't want to
No
see.
kidding, man.
Yeah. And so I took like 2 weeks off, I think. So yeah, taking a pause, it's really crucial.
Yeah.
And afterwards, in July last year, I got recommended and this is why networking and asking in general is important. I got recommended from the mentor that I got I got to meet back from my first plan like 3 years ago in 2022. I found a mentor on LinkedIn and got connected. He followed my personal project. It didn't pan out with the first application wave that I've done, but we kept in contact. We came closer, we became friends, and he actually worked at the studio that I am now as a freelancer and said, "Hey, what about joining?" the
Yeah.
studio. Well, he didn't decide, obviously, but
Yeah.
he did the recommendation to the lead of the studio, and then I really had the talk at the very end. It took me also like a back and forth of approximately 3, 4 weeks, I think, of talking, just chatting basically.
Yeah.
But the interview at the very, very end that I had in order to get into where I am now was so satisfying, so short, so easy in terms of um the, there was not we had everything pretty much cleared
Yeah.
beforehand. And he has been also, he told me that he has been through thousands of applicants at that point. I think that there's a relevant LinkedIn post as well with my face on it. Well, we picked Yanis. He's one of the 1,000 people that we picked.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, it was the portfolio definitely worked out, but the recommendation also did
That's amazing.
definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So I've got the last question here for you, and we'll try to keep it a bit short just because we're at about 15
Yeah.
minutes now. But if you had one piece of advice for people considering going into this career, getting education for this, what is it?
Ask ask people. Ask not only technical stuff, like how did you do this workflow? How did you achieve this? But also ask in general, ask for feedback.
Mhm.
Ask for a recommendation. Ask for talk with people, I would say, before you recommend somebody. Definitely, it's a trust issue. It's a
Yeah.
long talk,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely ask people in general in order to network, in order to be better in your craft, to get feedback. Definitely ask, and it has to do. It can be connected with diligence that I mentioned before in terms of when you consecutively are hardworking
Yeah.
and you're keeping your craft basically to the highest that it can be. You only achieve this not by just being you and your computer. It is you and other mentors and other supervisors, friends, colleagues at the time, other students
Yeah.
throughout the study. So definitely ask for help, ask for advice,
Yeah.
just ask.
That's awesome, man. And it plays into something that I like to tell people. Portfolios, right? Like think tank's a portfolio specialization school. You've got to have that. You have to be able to show that you have the skills, and you got to get feedback as you're going through. But number two, yes, the portfolio gets you in the door, but people hire people,
Yeah,
right? And so you've got to network, you've got to get, mentors and other people who know your personality, know your work ethic, and know that you are
yeah,
going to be able to do the job. That's what gets you past the other 1,000 people, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
oh, dude,
Yeah.
thank you so much for this. This was a fantastic interview, man.
Well, thank you as well. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I think that's a good one for today. So, once again, thank you. Have a fantastic day, and we will talk to you very, very soon, man.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way,
see you
last
soon.
piece. If anybody wants to talk to Ioannis, hit him up on ArtStation, look him up on LinkedIn, ask questions of think tank students. You don't always have to go to me. Awesome. All right, man. Okay, have a great night.
Take care. Bye bye.